All right, everyone, how are you? Welcome to this week's episode of our podcast. It's called Is Breakfast Included? Thanks for stopping by. On the show this week, Lisa and I had a great conversation with Macy, Addis, and Eli Dykstra of the band Backhand based out of Nashville, Tennessee. Now, both of them are former students of the O'Keefe Music Foundation, which we talked about last week, and they shared a few experiences they had there, how they met, how they got together to form this band, what their working relationship is like in the recording studio and in songwriting sessions. They also shared a great story about their biggest gig to date, and we talked a little bit about their current single, Decay, that you can find on all streaming platforms right now. It was a lot of fun getting to know these two. Let's check it out. Tell everyone who you guys are.
I'm Macy.
I'm Eli. We're from the band Backhand Blue here in Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. It's kind of all we do.
Let me get a little bit more about each one of you. Macy, where are you from originally?
I'm originally from Southern Ohio.
Southern Ohio.
Yeah, I was born in Portsmouth, but I moved to Cincinnati when I was 5. We moved.
Okay. Eli?
I'm from like a really small town in Northwest Iowa called Boyden. Like 680 people live there. So she grew up more in like a city, and I grew up in like about as rural as it gets. Cornfields.
Yeah,
in the middle of Iowa. Yeah, but it was great. It was great.
All right. And have you guys always been musicians? Was there a lot of music in your house growing up, or?
Yeah.
I mean, my family listened to a lot of music. My family isn't musicians, but for some reason, I was always like, I'm going to put on a show for you now, and you're going to have to watch it. Or like I'd be on the swing set and I'd sing in the backyard and stuff like that.
Kind of similar for me as well. My mom played like clarinet in high school. She was really good at that, but they didn't really play any like rock music, but they were both really into like rock music and stuff.
Your parents too, Macy? Were they rock and roll or more?
My parents were into all kinds of music, rock and roll, R&B, some rap, pop, all of it.
Cool.
Your parents are probably our age.
So who were some of your biggest musical influences when you were growing up?
Oh, growing up, they're all over the place. I mean, when I was real little, I was a big fan of like Britney Spears and then like Young Jock or Snoop Dogg. But I've always liked Foo Fighters too, and I think they're a big influence in like my writing or like performing and stuff like that. And Adele, I would say when we're writing, or basically when I figured out really what I want to do in terms of singing and performing, like Adele and Foo Fighters were really my influences.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mine's a little less like all over the place. You have a lot of influences spanning several genres.
Yeah.
I came into liking different genres way later. Like probably honestly when I met you, I started getting more an eclectic taste, but like pretty much from like the age of like 4 to like 18, like it was just like hard rock, heavy metal, like death metal, like that was all I would listen to.
No Bee Gees?
No Bee Gees, no. But I would say like the earliest stuff I can remember like really liking was like just being in the backseat in the car with my dad, and he'd like put like a Disturbed CD in, or like a Seether CD, or
Seether,
like any of those kind of bands from like the early to mid 2000s. Those were really influential.
The new metal scene.
Yeah. Yep.
That's cool, man.
Oh, Limp Bizkit. Yeah.
Limp Bizkit. I still love Limp Bizkit.
They've made a pretty good resurgence, haven't they?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. And I love the new single too.
Yeah.
It's the Morgan Wallen single.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that's kind of a for the success they had back in the mid 2000s to start having somewhat of that success again now. It's pretty impressive. I was
Yeah.
never really a fan until recently, and then I was like, well, let me check it out. And I thought, look what I missed out on back then.
For me, I just always thought the guitar riffs were so creative. Like Wes Borland was just so creative with the instrument.
Yeah, guy's a madman, isn't he?
So good.
Yeah. So you guys, when did you meet each other?
We met each other being a part of this thing called the O'Keefe Music Foundation, which I know Sean Hudgens was on the show and he talked about that. So it's a foundation based in Cincinnati, but they take kids up to the age of 18 from all over America and bring them together to record a song and then film a music video for it. So Eli and I met filming one of those music videos.
Mm-hmm.
How old were you then?
17.
I think like freshly 17 when we met.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got into the program when I was 14, and I was in there for from 14 till 18. And were you 16 when you got in?
I think so.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah.
And so you guys met around 16, 17 years old?
Yep.
Yeah.
What was your first impression? Were you like, this guy's good, or like she can sing? Could you already like the voice, your voice has when you said Adele, I was like, okay, I hear it now from listening to your stuff. But were you already developing that, or?
I don't really know how to answer the question.
Because a lot of those videos and recordings, a lot of them are heavy music, and then a lot of them, So did you do both? Did you do like the pop stuff and the heavy stuff?
With OMF, I did do the heavier stuff, and then they wanted to do one like country cover, and so I did end up doing like a Trace Adkins cover for them.
Which one was that?
It was the I Can't Outrun You.
Okay.
Yeah.
That version of that is still
I think
my favorite version of that song ever.
I have to check that out.
English version, and I think there's a French version, if I remember correctly. And so I did the English. I can't speak French. So I did different genres with them.
What was the first video you were part of? First recording and video you were part of, Eli?
I did The Pot by Tool.
Okay.
That was
nice.
That's actually the first video I saw, too.
Really?
Like, when I was about to join or go audition, I was like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah, I was like
Tool.
I was like 14 when that came out.
Wow.
Yeah, it was fun.
Did you take any lessons from the O'Keefe Music Foundation into forming your own band?
I actually took lessons from that music foundation. And that's where I knew of Eli, because I was taking guitar lessons and Eli was like a known, like great guitar player in the program. And Aaron was like, you've got to meet this guy. He's great at guitar. You should talk to him. He wants to be in a band, and like just like networking a bit with like like-minded people my age. So I knew of Eli and I was like, okay, I'll meet him. He's in Iowa, but I guess we could form a band somehow. But
I kind of had the same feeling because, like, I didn't have like the same experience where I was like going to lessons and working with them in that, because I was in Iowa, so I couldn't really get the lessons. But I would, be in a lot of email exchanges where he would send me a track and he'd want me to kind of like, rework it or write a solo for it or do something to it to kind of change it up and make it a little bit more of our own. For those threads. And I just remember like Googling you and listening to you sing, and I was like, she's incredible. And like I've always wanted to have a band with like a female fronted singer, just because I think the dynamic is super cool. So I came that day, like after we finished filming, I was like, I've got like 4 demos I'd like you to sing on. and I sent you them like pretty much immediately.
Because I think I went up to you and I was just like talking to everyone. I was like, so yeah, if you ever write a track, because you told me you wrote tracks. I was like, if you ever wrote a track and you sing her, let me know. And you're like, okay, cool. Here's my Snapchat. And I was like, oh, over Snapchat. I'm not good at using Snapchat. I am like a boomer when it comes to Snapchat.
both of us hate Snapchat, but I was under the impression, because
that was the cool thing to do.
It was like
because everybody was exchanging Snapchats.
Yes.
So I was like, crap.
Yeah. I think we got like I think we were on Snapchat texting each other for like
And
maybe 45 minutes before I was like, here's my number.
And they would
just text me.
disappear so fast. And I think the texts would disappear at the time faster than they do now. And I'm like, I don't even remember what you just said. Can you just text me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, we started writing like pretty much immediately. Like I had already kind of like stalked like her in a way. Like once I saw her the email chain, I like looked her up and I was like, I gotta work with her. Like I love her voice. I would love to see what she can do to these songs. And I literally like that day we were doing a video shoot, and right after I was like, I've got like 4 songs I'd like you to sing on. And I just sent them to her immediately.
So do you write all the music, or do you write the lyric? How does the writing work?
I do primarily most of the musical side of things. You'll come in and you'll give input on the music, and like we'll rearrange it together and we'll work on the structures together. But like a lot of obviously like the riff writing and like programming and production and stuff like that, I do. A lot of the lyrics and melody. She handles pretty much all the lyrics. We might work on some of the melody together, but primarily most of the melody is her as well.
But we kind of start it where you create a track.
Yeah.
And then I see what I can do. And then we bring those together and then we adjust from there, kind of thing.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. A lot of times too, you'll just come down and be like, I kind of want to write something like with this vibe. And you'll kind of just tell me the vibe. And then I'll try and come up with something that's similar to that, or like, kind of falls in that same kind of territory that she was talking about. And then we'll go from there. But most of the time you're not great at explaining what you want.
Well, what did I say the other day? Like sometimes I go to him and I'm like, that Godsmack song? That riff is sick. Do that.
Copy a riff.
And then get back to me.
Yeah.
Do you guys take constructive criticism well from each other?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's never any arm wrestling over like I win. We
definitely argue. We definitely argue because we there's a lot of times where one of us will think there's something better for the song, and we'll argue about it. But ultimately, we always end up coming to a conclusion.
Because we both know that we want what's best for the song.
Yeah.
It's not about insulting the other person by any means.
It's not about winning.
So we can fight quite a bit when
you can compromise.
Yes.
But typically, if there's something that neither of us agree on, there's typically that third option that ends up being even better than what we were both arguing about.
Yeah.
So it just makes us work harder.
We know how that is.
I think we take each other's criticism pretty well.
Oh yeah, I would say.
But we do argue a lot about what we think is best for the song, because there's a lot of times where
Yeah.
And I'm honestly more of the stubborn one when it comes to that, because I'll have this whole track that I put together and I'll be listening to it without vocals for like months, while she's kind of working on other songs and working on it, because I just work very quickly. And then she'll come in and she'll be like, something, and we should change this and do this. And I'm like, I want to change that. Like, I love that part. It's like my favorite part, because I've been listening to it for like months with it.
No, in my mind, this is the pre-chorus.
Yeah.
We are still in the verse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it always ends up working out. And I think we always end up with a product that we're both really happy with.
Right on, man. Did you guys form the band while you were still part of the O'Keefe OMF? Or did it start when you aged out? Did you guys decide like we're going to do this together?
Kind of both. Like we started writing while we were still in the program.
Yeah.
Although I think I was 17 and I don't think I did any more OMF stuff after that. Like I think
I had one more on my birthday, on my 18th birthday.
Yeah.
I did my last video. But the band name, like Backhand Blue, didn't come about until after we had moved to Nashville, because it was kind of a thing where he had his own project and I was trying to do my own thing. So it was kind of like, well, maybe we'll write and then, I don't know, release it under one or the other. I don't know. But once we were in Nashville and in the same area, it was kind of like, now we can really start working on this as a band.
Yeah.
It started as just kind of writing and kind of like just collaborating. Like I kind of had like my own little guitar solo project I was doing, and Macy had her own solo project that she was doing where she was playing gigs, and I was helping produce a couple songs for her as well. And we were kind of just doing like an exchange of like, well, we'll write together and we'll just, put songs on each of our own personal platforms or our own personal projects.
Yeah.
Then once we moved here, we kind of were like, we should really just think about making this a band. So we kind of started writing like 2019, but it wasn't really a legitimate project until like 2021 or 2020 or 2021.
Okay.
I think the first song came out in 2021. Yeah.
Okay. I'm running on 3 hours of sleep today, so I'm a little slow right now.
Okay. What does the name Backhand Blue mean?
Well, it started out as left hand blue because, well, they're not painted now, but I typically only paint my left fingernails. I say it's because when I strum guitar or when I play guitar, I just strum this polish off, which is true. But I'm also right-handed, so anytime I try to paint my left hand, it's just bad.
Yeah.
So
I get it.
I'm like, you know what? I just won't. And the left one will be blue. So we were like, ooh, left hand blue. It's kind of cool. But then that was taken by like one person on Instagram. So we started looking at different options, and we liked the alliteration. Like backhand blue had a left-handed tennis swing as a backhanded swing.
Oh, cool. Right on.
Yeah, I wish there was a cooler story to it. It was
Yeah.
we had something that we liked. It was taken, so we were like, what else?
That is a very common story.
Yeah.
Did you contact them and ask them like, hey, are you guys still active? Or...
No, I think the bio said something like they were on a hiatus or something, and I was like,
we're about to hiatus that name.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a hilarious story. I got to tell this story because it's similar. The band Brad. Have you ever heard of the band Brad? It's Stone Gossard from Pearl Jam is one of his side projects.
Okay.
And you guys heard of Pearl Jam, right?
Oh yeah.
and when Pearl Jam was at their highest, he wanted to start a side band. So he wanted to call it Shame, but there was a band called Shame. So he reached out to the band and said, hey, we'd like to buy this name. And the guy wouldn't do it who owned it. But the guy's name was Brad. So he named his band Brad. And then he called the first album Shame.
Oh,
that's amazing.
True story. So your experience at OMF, did it help you for what you're doing now? Like working with other people? Did it teach you how to work with other people? Did it teach you that there's failures, how to handle successes, et cetera?
I would say so.
Yeah, I would say so. For me, well, you have a different experience because you lived there and you kind of were more in it.
Mhm.
Like I had more of an experience where I would get sent a song, and then I kind of learned a lot about production and recording, like doing my own kind of stuff there because, for the longest time, it would be you'd fly in or we'd drive. We'd always drive to Cincinnati. It was like 12 hours from Iowa.
Wow.
And we get there, and then you'd go in like the day before or sometimes day of. Some of the video shoots were crazy. And, you would record your parts, and Aaron would kind of put it together. Then you would film for it and do all that. Well, it kind of got to the point where I was doing so many videos that they're like the time for me to record there just wasn't that much time. So I kind of like really got into learning how to record myself. And I would send in tracks, and then it kind of became more of, so here's a song, see what you can do with it to change it up. And then I would, kind of do my own interpretation of that song. And that kind of taught me like a lot about production and just about recording and all that, which never, eventually then got me into actually recording in a much larger scale, where I went to school for audio engineering and all that. So it kind of got me on a path of like what I wanted to do, what I kind of realized what I was good at, and kind of, it kind of helped foster what I was eventually trying to do and become.
Yeah. And they taught me so much. It's kind of hard to, and it's such like an extravagant, there's like so much going on at an OMF shoot. It's like really crazy to see how everything is working together because they film like 15, 20 videos a day.
More than that,
and like,
I think.
And they do it like over a weekend. So there's 2 days of like, and that's like 40 videos right there.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, I mean, first off, like just being on camera, like, it helped me get more comfortable with that. And I think another big thing would be like I wasn't too good at like going, and I was a little shyer than I should have been, I think. But I went to these OMF events, and I was like, okay, there are people here my age that also want to do music. So I really was like, I'm gonna talk to people. I'm not gonna be shy. So I think it kind of helped me to like, network with people and just just network with people. I'd say that's one thing that really helped me with. And I'm losing my train of thought, but there was another thing I was going to say.
Well, I mean, to
But
piggyback off what you were saying,
Yeah.
I was kind of the weird kid in school. I grew up in such a small town, and like I liked heavy metal music and I play guitar. Like I didn't like sports. Like I was a weird. like if you don't fall into those like things, you're just a weirdo. And this was like an outlet like where I actually got to meet kids my age who were like me. And like music, like the same style of music, were interested in, making this more of a career. And that was good for me. And it kind of, I felt like opened up my shell a little bit, because I was kind of like you, like I was just very reserved, like quiet kid, didn't really talk to many people. And when I was there, it kind of felt like, I kind of got to be who I really was, which is just somebody who loved music and was, passionate about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember what I was going to say.
Go
yeah, I agree with you. We talked about like how I did different genres with them. There was one song, I was given the song Devil and I, which is the one we filmed.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I started, like I was getting heavier songs to sing from them. And I started really focusing on like the grit in my voice. And then I kind of started trying to learn how to scream and stuff like that. So I'd say OMF also helped me to kind of like develop a more like grittier and like just a more like help develop my love for rock and roll.
Yeah.
Like, I love rock, so it helped me develop talent to fit what I love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going back on something Eli said of meeting other kids, isn't that the best feeling? Like meeting other people, especially coming from a town, 680 population of 600.
Like, I think we might be at 700 now. I think it was 680 when I moved. Yeah, like 680.
It's the best, man. Especially at that. You know what? I'm going to let you know when you reach our age or my age. I'm the elder statesman of the group here. You still get that feeling when you meet other people.
Yeah,
that you have this connection with. So yeah,
absolutely.
Do you guys still keep in touch with any other O'Keefe alumni?
Yeah, her right here.
If they're in town, if I see that they're like in town or playing a show, we reach out. Or we played a show with Youth Gone Wild.
Yeah.
And Caden and John went through the program.
Yep.
And Taylor Campbell, she's a singer on a few of them, and I used to play guitar for her. I see her a lot. If I play a show in Cincinnati or something, they'll come out and see it, and so I keep in touch with them.
And you guys have opened for big names like Sleep Token and Nothing More. Can you tell us about those experiences? Were you intimidated? Were you excited? How was it?
Crazy.
Well, when we opened, so they were on that same tour together. And that was a one-off. They were on tour with In This Moment as the headliner, and Nothing More broke off and did a one-off with Nothing More Sleep Token. And we got that opportunity to open for them. And I remember being like all in on like holy crap, Nothing More. I love Nothing More. Like they're amazing. And then kind of like that was right at the point where Sleep Token, like they weren't big yet, but they weren't small either.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember like we finished our show and we had like a really long line after we played at our merch booth, and we were trying to sell merch. And I was like literally like, because Sleep Token was playing next, I was like, you guys need to stop buying merch, because do you not see what is going on that stage right now? I'm like, this is like the best band I've ever seen. What?
It was actually more like you just went. and zoned out, and then just Eli slowly
Yeah, I just drifted off.
He
It was
drifted closer and closer to the stage.
no, it was awesome. They were amazing.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, seeing where they're at now, it's just crazy. It's crazy. I mean, it was like 2 months later they were in arenas. Like it was
show to watch from our point of view.
Yeah, it was cool.
I couldn't believe like we got that, like we won that competition. To like, I was so stoked. And the funniest part to me is like, we only had my car at the time. We didn't have like a van.
Oh no.
So like my car has the 2 front seats and then a bench in the back. So and then the trunk. But so we piled all of our gear in there, and then like so 2 people could sit in the front, and then the 2 people in the back were like shoulder to shoulder with like
it's crazy
with gear literally at right there.
I always forget that we did that.
Oh, and we got like that turtle shell thing for my car that goes on top for our luggage. And we were driving down the highway and we looked like a family of 4 going on vacation to like Wisconsin, and not like a rock band. And then we pull in and there's like 2 Prevost buses, and it's just like
It was it was funny because it was also like our like 5th show, maybe. Yeah. I mean,
was it our 5th show?
Maybe,
I'm pretty sure. I think it might have been our 2nd show.
We went from like our first show being in like a donut shop that like was great, but like it was just like a tin roof, and like we're loud, heavy rock band, and their PA was basically like 2 Bluetooth speakers, and like we went from to like 3 months later we're opening for Sleep Token or Nothing More than Sleep Token. And I forget all about that. See, that's the stuff I forget. That we were like, we were crammed in her Honda Passport, just like an SUV. We had a 5-piece drum kit, the whole guitar rack, 4 guitars, 2 guitars, 2 basses, all of our merch. I mean, like everything. I honestly, now that I think about it,
the merch.
I don't know how we got everything in that car, but we did, and we looked like a family of 4 showing up.
We pulled up. They like it was a big venue, so they had like the big loading like bay doors where like a semi would back into it, and they're like, yeah, you can pull over back in with this SUV with the turtle shell on it and pull up. Oh my gosh, that was so funny. It was great
guys, by doing that, because Nothing More is already they're fairly established, you know.
Yeah.
Did you guys learn anything from that show? Like, did you kind of watch how they did things, how their crew did things?
Yeah, for sure. It was definitely. Yeah, I think for the level that we were at, despite us pulling up in an SUV, I think that we learned a lot in professionalism from them. Like they were just like, and part of the professionalism was like they were just so respectful to us. Like they could have laughed, they could have joked, they could have made fun of us, you know, and we would have taken it because it would have been hilarious, you know. But they were like super nice, and they were just like the most down to earth people ever. You know, we got to watch their show side stage, obviously, and they were great people. Mm-hmm. After the show, you know, they invited us into the green room, and we just kind of hung out with them for a little bit. They all gave us hugs, and they were like, "Well, hope we can see you down in the road again in the future, you know, sometime soon." And they were just great people. Mm-hmm. So like,
that's really cool.
Like the professionalism of maybe them just being just good people was inspiring to me. Like, you know, not necessarily like, oh my God, they're so good at performing, which they are, you know, but like to me, that was already expected. Like they're an established band. They're going to be great. They're going to sound amazing. But like to then get backstage and just realize that they're normal people and they're great people. Sorry. That's us.
That's okay.
Is it me?
Our manager started calling us.
That's okay.
Did they have that contraption, the bass contraption that they do?
Yes. Where he got on the I don't even know. It's basically just a big whammy pedal. And he gets on it and just basically acts like a big whammy pedal for the guitar.
Yeah. I'll tell you something. It might give you a little. Years ago, I worked for a band. I didn't work for them. I was hired to do a couple of shows. A band called 10 Years, and they did a festival with several bands, and Nothing More was the baby band on that festival, and they showed up kind of like you guys. You know, so everyone starts there, man. So
Absolutely.
everyone's that family of four.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You guys released Decay, a single called Decay in June of this year.
Yeah.
And it has at right now 86,000 views on YouTube. Does that make you guys proud? Like we have that many views, especially for an unsigned independent band. You know,
Yeah.
before that, what was the most views you had on your
Actually, the Nothing More than Sleep Token video
Oh,
got like
oh,
100,000
yeah. We
views or
woke up
something.
one day and it was like, "Have you seen our video?" And I'm like, what algorithm did this get thrown into?" It's like 120. Didn't it get like 120?
I think it's because I think it's because Sleep Token had blown up and the thumbnail had the Sleep Token logo behind us. So people probably thought that it was a Sleep Token video, but no.
Other than that,
for our own person, like our actual music videos and stuff, I mean, maybe like we would have been thrilled if we hit like 15,000 views.
Yeah.
And the fact that, I mean, that's at like
we would have been
86.
thrilled if we hit 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so it's kind of surreal. Like, especially like we started this year at like 200 monthly listeners on Spotify and like maybe like what 500 maybe 800 subscribers on YouTube and like our views, like we get maybe like 1,000 views here and there, and now we're at like 35,000 monthly listeners.
Wow.
Our growth this year has been, I mean, we're very thankful. It's been really cool to see.
That's awesome.
Do you guys have anything coming up that you want to talk about?
We are writing a new album right now, but we do have a song coming out October 10th.
October 10th.
October 10th.
Nice.
Yeah, it's called Digging My Grave.
Digging My Grave. And then we'll do a little bit of touring in November, just kind of getting some of those shows confirmed and everything.
Is it regional touring around Nashville, that area, or?
We're kind of trying to go all over. We're getting played in so many great markets for radio right now, so we kind of want to go out and just show some love to those markets, and kind of just play for the markets that are liking our stuff.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. I'm really proud of you guys. I downloaded your EP, I guess, this morning, and man, it's pretty cool. It's cool shit.
Thank you.
If you could give anyone advice right now about OMF or about just how to do it yourself, man, what would that advice be?
You want to take that one first?
Well, let me think. Do you have an answer?
I think I do, yeah.
I have half an answer. Are you
We're
you
still-
going to steal my answer?
I don't think so.
Maybe I do want to go first. You're going to steal my answer.
I think we're so young in our career right now, that it's hard to like even think that we would be the people giving advice, because like I sometimes I feel like we're still the people like, what do we do? Like, but I like to think of myself like, okay, if I was talking to somebody who is like 14 or 15, who was like when I first really started getting into music. I mean, I started playing when I was 9, but like when I first started like playing shows and doing that, like if I was touring and there was somebody who was my age that was like opening for us or something, I think if I had the opportunity to give them any advice, I would just basically be like, don't give up, like, and honestly, like don't have a backup plan, because like that was always my thing, like be all in or don't be in it at all.
Yeah.
Like I have been all in this since I was 9 years, like since I first started playing guitar. This has been the only thing I've ever wanted to do. I don't have a backup plan. If this doesn't work out, I'm screwed. but like I have that much confidence that in our songs, in what that we can do together, that like there's no like can't give up.
There's no plan B.
Good.
No plan B.
Awesome.
I remember my principal one time brought my mom and I in when I was around that like 15 years old or something, and he started like talking to her, wanting to kind of ask what my backup plan was, because like music, things like that. And I basically, like, both my mom and I, my mom is very supportive, and we're basically just like, this is what he was born to do. Like there is no backup plan. You know,
Right
like
on, man.
it's either this or nothing.
Hell yeah. If I can't make it as a guitar player, I'll make it as a bass player.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. He gets it.
I like that. I think I would also say, like, as cliche as it sounds, like, be you, because like everyone else is taken. Isn't that what they say? Isn't that like the line? Like, what is uniquely you will make you stand out from everyone else. It'll make your music different, the way you perform. Just be yourself. And
that's great advice.
Right on. That's awesome, man. Yeah. Well, guys, we love that you guys took time to talk to us.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Wish nothing but the best for you. Where can people find you online, find your music, find out where you're going to be?
Everywhere.
Everywhere. We're on Spotify, Instagram,
Apple
TikTok,
Music,
YouTube.
Everywhere.
iTunes.
We're everywhere. Facebook, Instagram. We update Instagram and Facebook all the time. All of our dates and everything will be listed on our website.
Backhandblue.com. And on social media, we're either Backhand Blue or Backhand Blue Official.
Or Backhand Blue Music, I think.
Right on, man.
You can email us. No.
I got your number now, Eli.
8675309.
Damn, he just gave it out. Our podcast is called Is Breakfast Included? And if we were having breakfast, what would you guys have? Now, there's a really good place just outside of Nashville, Liz's or something. But anyway, we could talk about that some other time.
Is it like what place we would go to, or like
what would you have for breakfast? Just
okay. Oh, I love breakfast. This could be hard.
What do I eat for breakfast? I'm blanking.
Hash browns are a must.
I'm kind of lame because I love a hot beverage and a pastry, like coffee tea and a chocolate chip scone.
Hey.
Yum. All right.
That's sounds you, man. We've never had that.
I'm much more like the tradition. I bacon, eggs, pancakes, works, all of it. Yeah. Pancakes and a waffle.
Loveless Cafe. I love that place.
Yes.
And they do
like biscuits and gravy.
They have an omelet with pulled pork in it. So maybe I have a scone and a pulled pork omelet.
All right,
biscuits and gravy. I always forget about.
That would be that's your go-to.
I actually like the gross biscuits and gravy too. Like when you go to a hotel and they've got like the dried out biscuits.
Oh no.
Like, I actually like that too. It's so gross.
Flavor because it's like complimentary.
It could be that. It could be because it's complimentary.
Yeah.
That's true. It's free. It's for me.
Well, guys, we appreciate your time, man. It was good talking to you. And like I said, we wish nothing but the best. Let us know what's happening with you, though.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Right on. Backhand Blue, Macy and Eli. Man, I tell you what, these two were just great guests. They were excited. They're excited about their future, and I think it's going to be a bright future for them. If you want to find out more about them, you could check them out on Instagram at Backhand Blue Official. Check out their single Decay on all streaming platforms, and hey, just support them, man. Should be on the lookout for their touring dates, and if you see them near you, go check them out. While you're online, make sure you check out isbreakfast.com. You can follow us on Facebook and Instagram from there. Rate and review our show on Apple Podcast and check out our YouTube channel. This one will be up there, so you need to check it out. And while you're there, pick up some swag. Guys, I want to thank Macy and Eli for taking the time to talk to us. I'm done. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time.